Hello everyone, welcome to a Dead by Daylight video. I'm Chrome Knight and this is the beginner guide on what you should do. This is the complete beginner guide, like noob guide. You just bought the game, your friend is like, oh come on, let's play, it's fun, horror game. You're like, alright, fine, whatever. You buy the game, you play the tutorial, right? Well, even if you haven't played the tutorial gives you money. It gives you like 500 points and a little charm. So complete the tutorial. Alright, you just beat the tutorial. First thing you want to do is go to your survivor page. You want to select a challenge over here. This is kind of like a battle pass type stuff. They got the actual battle pass over here. You can pay money for it. It's just like skins and stuff. I don't think it's really worth it, but if you want to, it's whatever. This is like the challenges. These are completely free and they give you points, blood points up here. This is how you spend like character progression basically. You get a lot of them, so don't worry. But this just helps speed you out. Little challenges to complete while you're playing the game. It goes for killer and survivor. They have different branches, I guess. Let's see. This one says hit a survivor with your weapon 25 times. Okay, sounds pretty good. This one says succeed at 5 skill checks when you're at the skill check. Okay, whatever. Right? You just pick one. All right, and you back out. All right. I just give you extra points. If you hover over it, you'll see that the challenge is up here. You also have the little candle. These are your daily challenges, right? You can trash them if you don't want to, or else they're gonna stay here forever. Alright. First off, the survivors. You can also press F1 to get a bit more information about their perks. I feel like F1 has a... Yeah, it's their backstory, blah blah blah. Difficulty. Don't really pay attention to the difficulty. Like, what matters is the perks, right? Each character has 3 unique perks, and they are teachable at level 30, 40... No, wait. Yeah, 30, 40, and 45, I believe. So, yeah. Oh yeah, and this is not the default pictures. I downloaded a pack using Dead by Daylight Toolbox. Allows me to customize my pictures for anything, customize what the perks look like. This is just, I don't know, I'm cringe, so I want to like anime profile pics. I'll leave a link for the description in the description. So, you gotta start off with the survivor. You have DLC survivors, right? And then you have licensed survivors. Licensed like movie license. Like they came from movies, TV shows, that type of stuff. You know, Stranger Things, Nancy and Steve. These you have to pay money for. The OG DLC, you don't you can unlock them. Yeah, you can just unlock them like with this currency. But for the licensed characters you have to pay real money. Let's see. All right. So, with survivors, you got to decide if you want to be a selfish player or a team-oriented player. Because to win, all you have to do is escape. You escape. That doesn't mean your team has to escape. Yeah, that may be a bad habit to learn in the beginning, but you gotta understand that what matters is your rank and your blood points. If you're playing with randoms, sometimes you gotta sacrifice them for the greater good. Sorry, not sorry. But if you're playing with a team, you might want to choose a more team-oriented build. You get blood points every time you complete a match, right? You can bring like add-ons and offerings to increase your blood points at the end, but you get a lot of them, but it takes a lot of them to upgrade a character. I think maybe it needs like, I think 1,000,000 blood points. You just need a lot, like over 1,000,000, right? But you get them pretty frequently. All right. So if you're gonna be a team-oriented player, the first person that I suggest you play is Bill. Bill, he has these 3 perks: Left Behind, Borrowed Time, and Unbreakable. The most important is Borrowed Time, which is unlocked at level 40. No, wait, 30, 35, and 40. I'm dumb. 40, yeah, 40. Alright, so the way you play the game is you have to complete generators and save your teammates when they're on hooks. The killer wants to like basically treats you as meat. He wants to sacrifice you and put you on a hook. And borrowed time is just a way to help your teammates out when they're on the hook. When you save an ally from the hook, Survivors you unhook gain the endurance status effect for 8 seconds. Basically, they become invincible for 8 seconds. Invincible for one attack, one hit. Alright, and whenever this, like, you get hit, you get a little speed boost because you're like, ah, fuck, and then you run faster. Alright, this is probably the most OP perk in the game. Borrowed time. Alright, there's the ability to give the person that you just saved an invincible frame for one hit. It's just a difference maker, right? So if you want to be a team player, you have to unlock Bill first, get him to level 40, and get borrowed time. This perk is by far the most OP perk in the game, because you only have 2 hooks. Past the 2 hooks, you just die. You just get sacrificed to the entity. So if this perk didn't exist, borrowed time, then any killer would just go after the person who just got unhooked. But with this perk, especially at higher levels, the killer will purposely not attack the person who just got unhooked because they know that it's a waste of a hit. They're like, ah, why am I gonna hit them? Because I'm just gonna be stuck in the like recovery animation, and then they're just gonna get away. This perk is OP. Alright. The next thing you want to do is just check out what playstyles suit you best. Alright. Right now I have Dwight leveled 50. He boosts the ability to do teamwork actions like healing and repairing generators. Another good, but he's not OP. Alright, the low level people, they're not OP. Alright. Meg Thomas, oh, god damn it. Anyways, Meg Thomas, she has perks that give her a little speed boost. Sprint burst, this is unlocked 30, 35, and 40. Adrenaline, also OP. Not OP, but just useful in some situations. Instantly heal 1 health state and sprint at 150% normal running speed for 5 seconds when the executed are powered. This only works if you are alive until the end of the match. Late game, right? Sprint burst. When starting to run, break into a sprint at 150% of your normal running speed for maximum 3 seconds. This is okay, but the problem I have with this perk is when you're new, you're going to be running around a lot. And then this thing is going to be on cooldown for 60 seconds. So there's really no point in getting this, because it's just going to be on cooldown the second day you press sprint. It's not going to be used in like a useful situation unless you know how to use it. It also causes the exhausted status effect. You know, exhausted status effects, it's a way of balancing some of these OP perks. What exhausted means is that, I mean, there are a whole lot of other status effects, you know. There are status effects. Anyways, exhausted means that you cannot use any perk that, like, you know, is OP basically. Any perk that has like this limiter, like with the exhausted, like it's made so that you can't chain together a bunch of perks that give you speed boosts. There are other perks that give you speed boosts. Let's see. So yeah, like here, David King, also good for if you want to outrun the killer. This character has a very good perk called Dead Hard, which also has the exhausted status effect. The point of that is to balance these perks, make sure that you can't just speed boost all the time. Right? So, when you're injured, you have an invincible frame and you do a little dash forward. This is only useful if you're trying to like close the gap so that you can make it to like a window or a pallet to save yourself, or if you want to dodge an attack, because you do get a small invincible frame. So like even if he thinks you're gonna hit you, like he just doesn't, and then he gets in the recovery animation, he's slowed, and then you can just run away, right? All right, let's see. I guess we'll go over Dwight too. Prove Thyself and Bond, very good beginner perks. All these 3 are very good beginner perks, right? Bond, and these are the tier 1 of the perks. There are 3 tiers of perks, 1, 2, and 3. They're just upgraded versions. Alright, so when you upgrade this Bond even more, it just lets you see your teammates from a further distance. Very good. Prove Thyself. Every survivor working on a generator within a 4-meter range gained 50% repair speed bonus. The same bonus is also supplied to all other survivors within range. I'm trying to see. It says for every other survivor. I don't know if you receive this perk. I think only your teammates receive the repair speed bonus. So what you could do is stand next to your teammates repairing a generator if there's no space on the generator for you, and then they would get speed boosts. Yeah, they would get a boost for repairing it. Because I don't think it applies to yourself. This only works if like you're gonna be with your friends. Leader increases other survivors' healing, sabotage, unhooking, cleansing, opening gate. Basically boosts everybody's speeds for doing everything except repairing generators. Alright. Very good beginner perks. Go over here. This is the cosmetics tab. Alright. You can customize your look. The blood web. Let's talk about the blood web. This is where your points go into to upgrade your perks. I recommend looking at what you want to buy before you put any points in, right? You got to think about what you're going to do, because once you start buying stuff, the entity starts sucking things away. He doesn't like that you're taking stuff on the blood points, and he was like, well, the entity isn't it. The entity is like, damn, I'm going to take some of this shit away. So usually if there's 2 or 3, here look, 1, 2, 3, there's 3 perks, but I can only make so many moves before the entity starts to consume it. So by the time that you make, let's say we'll make it. This is also very OP. Helping others heightens your morale. When you rescue a survivor from the hook, gain a 100% speed increase while healing others for 90 seconds. That is OP. Very OP. I always run this, especially if you want to be a team player. Just because the amount of time that you spend working, like healing someone, is just wasted time, you know, when you could be on a generator or doing something else, right? So just having this, like, being able to heal them in like 3 seconds, 4 seconds is amazing, right? So let's say I want to get this. When I get this, it's going to eat up something over here, right? I can either go for hope or we're going to live forever. This is another good perk by David King. It increases your healing speed by 100% when a survivor is on the ground dying. There's healthy, injured, and dying. Healthy, a survivor doesn't really make that much noise, right? They can just breathe a little bit. Injured, they make like groaning noise, moaning noise, and they leave blood pools on the floor that the killer can see. Right? When you sprint, when a survivor sprints, they leave red lines all around the place called scratch marks. When you walk or crouch, you do not leave scratch marks. The killer, there's no point in hiding, alright? The killer can see your scratch marks when you sprint. That's why you have to be smart with your scratch marks and either run a certain direction and then walk back and retrace your steps. Alright? We're gonna live forever. You gain a token for performing any following actions. Safe hook rescue. Safe means that the survivor doesn't get hit or downed after you unhook them. Take a hit to protect the survivor. This is important. Taking hits to protect your teammates is a very good part of the game, right? There are perks like borrow time that give invincible frames after they come off the hook. You can combine, you know, invincible frames and taking protection hits to help your team get away, right? Blah, blah, blah. You gain bonus blood points per token to all blood point gains up to a maximum of 75%. If you want to grind blood points to max out your characters, this is a perk to invest into. But this is a David King perk that you have to unlock. Alright, so you have to spend points into him. Very good if you want to grind blood points. Alright, well, let's see. If I start putting stuff, yep, it's going to start eating up the other stuff. So usually when there's 1, 2, or 3 perks around, the entity is going to eat one of the perks. So you got to see which perk you want the most. I think we'll make it, and we're going to live forever. You see how it just speeds up and took up a shitload? Oh, it's unpredictable. I mean, you can kind of predict it, but mainly unpredictable. Don't have enough blood points because I haven't been farming too much, but whatever. Alright. Your loadout. Bro. What I was saying is, your loadout is when you can bring items, perks, add-ons, offerings. I guess first let's check out the store real quick. Check out the Shrine of Secrets. The Shrine of Secrets refreshes every week. They are teachable perks. You know, perks that only unlock when you're level 30, 45, 30, 35, or 40. Yeah, 30, 35, or 40. Right? Sometimes it has DLC people perks. Sometimes it has licensed character perks. Right? Always check every week to see if there's an OP perk you can pick up. If you can pick up Borrowed Time, definitely pick that up, right? You know, if the character is free, it's generally recommended you have to spend this currency, right? That you gain at the end of the match, right? You gain like by leveling up the battle pass. You gain some of this shit. This is like paid currency. This is just like I don't know why they have so many currencies, but anyway, you check here to the shrine. Each perk is 2,000, but you get these back pretty quickly. Like I think 2 weeks ago I bought 2 perks, so you get these back pretty quickly. You want to check every week, and because look, they have killer perks, and they have these are 2 killer perks, and these are 2 survivor perks. This one's pretty good. You can drop a nearby standing pallet, and look, this is like a DLC character, so you'd either have to buy the DLC to get this perk and put blood points into that character, or you can just spend this currency and just get it right now. Personally, I want to get the Thanatophobia. But anyway, let's see. Loadout. Let's go to someone who I have a lot. Loadout. Each item, offering, and perk is unique to that character. Also, when you decide to go prestige, you reset the progress to level 1, unlock a little cosmetic reward. It's like just a little cosmetic thing. You lose all items, add-ons, perks, and offerings for this character. But it slightly increases the odds of getting better items from the blood web. I don't have any prestige characters because I still need to grind blood points. So I'm not prestiging until teachable perks will stay available to other characters. So don't worry about the teachable perks. I will not prestige until I have my characters maxed out because I just need blood points. And you can't play the game efficiently if you don't have good enough perks. Alright, well, let's go to Bill. The items are all exclusive, offerings exclusive to the character. Right? If you go to another character, they're gonna have different items, right? You get the items from the blood web, offerings from the blood web. This is my ultimate teammate build. Unbreakable, a build perk. Increases dying recovery speed by 35% when you're on the floor trying to recover yourself. And it allows you to fully recover from the dying state once per trial. When you're dying, you cannot pick yourself up if you do not have a perk that lets you pick yourself up. You go to like 95% and then you need help for the last 5%. We'll make it. When you rescue a survivor from the hook, gain 100% speed increase while healing others for 90 seconds. Also a very good perk. You just don't waste time healing because it drags. I don't know the exact time. You can look it up online. Like, yeah, I just don't know, but it just helps, right? Borrowed time. Survivors you unhook gain the endurance status effect for 12 seconds. Invincible frames, right? We already went over that. Okay, this perk you can switch out. Dead hard, you get the invincible frame dash. You know what? You can switch it out for Kindred, Bond. You can just switch it out for a different perk, right? With them, these are like solid perks for any build. You want to really take a look at the perk that you want and don't want to get the shitty ones, right? Bond, good. Leader, good. No one left behind, mediocre. Kindred, good. Inner strength, situational. Situational. Spine chill, good perk. Very good beginner perk. There are common perks that you just unlock in the tree, and look, it won't say that it belongs to a specific character. When it's a specific character, it will say that it's a specific character, right? These are just normal perks. Spine Chill, very good. Decisive Strike, this is a licensed character build. I feel like this is kind of no skill, alright? But if you really want to climb, you gotta do what you gotta do, right? You don't give a shit if you're using cheesy tactics, unfair tactics. You know, war is war, love is love. All is fair in love is war, in love and war. Anyway. But you cannot go wrong with this build. Unbreakable will make it. Borrow time. You could swap out Unbreakable for something, you know, more suited to your playstyle. Bond if you want to see your teammates, but if we think about it, you want perks that are gonna help you every single time. Alright? Well, moving on. Let's see. Items. Can buff your items with little add-ons. Alright? Can change the map. Alright? Bring extra blood points. Usually bringing extra blood points is always the move. Go over Killer. You want to play a game of Killer and Survivor. Playing Survivor, only Survivor will not help you learn the game. You have to play Killer too, just to understand how they move, like their range, their abilities, what they can and can't do, and how fast you can run away from them. For example, a Killer falls faster. Well, they don't fall faster, but when a Killer jumps down from a spot, well, they don't jump, they just fall. Nobody has a jump power. But when a Killer falls, they do not have a recovery animation, you know, with it like, you know, like, ah, my legs. No, they just keep on walking. A Survivor does have a recovery animation for a short second, but there are characters that can negate this, just like Naya Carlson. You have a balanced landing. After falling from a height, cat-like reflex reduces your stagger duration from falling by 75%. So anytime a Survivor falls, there's like a little staggering animation for like, and a slowdown for like, I don't know, maybe a second, half a second. But if you're thinking that you're gonna juke the Killer by jumping down and you don't have balanced landing, which you start sprinting at 150% of your normal running speed for maximum 3 seconds. But since it's OP, it does cause the exhausted status effect, so you don't get a little speed. You can't chain the speed boosts. Right? You do not recover from exhausted status effects while running, only while walking, crouching, or, you know, doing some other type of action. Right? Also, Survivors have 3 animations. They have slow, medium, and fast. Slow is when you crouch and you vault a window with space. You just move very slow and it's very silent. When you sprint through a window and like clear it in one go, your feet gets caught and that makes a smacking noise. And it also gives a notification for the Killer to see where that happened. Alright? Anytime a generator is completed, the Killer gets a notification when that happens. So you gotta play around these notifications. You can bait a Killer, you know, by using these notifications. There's actually a perk that lets you throw rocks, like little pebbles, and like make a little noise notification. You have to manage that. When you are walking, it is also silent. A silent it doesn't give the Killer a notification, but you know, it's just not as fast as the fast vault, right? But it is faster than the crouching vault, the slow vault. Let's see. So Killers vault more slowly than Survivors, but they fall and don't have a stagger animation or like slowdown animation when they fall from a great height. Let's see what else. For basic Killer, so as of right now, if you played the last season, you got 500,000 blood points. If you played last season, which is every month, it gets reset every month, right? On the 13th. So if you want to be a Killer, you want to put all your points into Billy. Even if you don't play him, you just want this one perk. Lightborn. Unlike other beasts of the fog, you have adapted to light. You are immune to blindness caused by flashlights, firecrackers, flashbangs, and blast mines. Survivors that attempt blinding have the aura revealed for 5 seconds. 6 seconds. Aura is basically like, you know, wall hacks. Wall hacks, basically. But what that perk allows you to do... Let's see, I have it on Demogorgon. You basically just ignore them trying to save you, right? Them trying to do a flashlight save. So you can attempt to blind the killer to when he is picking up a survivor to get him to like recoil his arm, and while he's in that animation of like putting his arm over his face to block the light, he drops the survivor on the ground and you can save them. You can also save a survivor by dropping a pallet on the killer when he's carrying a survivor. But just having Lightborn, the ability to just ignore flashlights, just say no, get that dollar store flashlight out of my face. It's just very powerful. You know, it just completely negates any item that they're bringing, right? Because the killer sees what everybody's bringing, but he doesn't see their perks. He just sees what items they have. So if you see that somebody has a flashlight, you can use this perk to completely counter the flashlight. Basically, they wasted an item. Alright? There's also a perk that knocks flashlights out of people's hands called Franklin's Demise. This knocks items out of people's hands, but it is a licensed character perk. See, look, Franklin's Demise. Survivors drop their item on the ground when they get attacked. Alright. Let's go for... Oh yeah, I highly recommend getting the Stranger Things DLC because Demogorgon, Nancy Wheeler, and Steve Harrington will be going away from the store in November. You will not be able to purchase them anymore, but their cosmetics and stuff will remain in the game. You just cannot buy them anymore. So please get something. I think Demogorgon is probably the most balanced killer in the game. Alright? Because killers, they have 3 types of attacks. They have their basic left click. They just tap left click, and they just do a fast little attack. They have the lunge attack, which they hold left click, and they do like a little like step forward and try to grab you, like try to attack you, right? It just gives them a bit of distance when like looping around corners. But Demogorgon's power, he can charge up like a jump, basically. His special attack is Shred. You hold right mouse button and then click on left mouse button to do like a jump forward, and you go pretty damn far. Alright? Demogorgon's very balanced. I think if you don't know how to play killer, this is probably the best killer for new players. Alright? If you don't want to spend money on DLC, on licensed characters, second, okay, Trapper, he is not easy. This is a lie. Trapper is not easy, especially at higher levels. So much counterplay. The Wraith is probably the easiest character here. He basically goes invisible, right? It's nearly invisible. Survivors can still see you if they're not stupid. But it's like, you know, it's like camo. You basically have camo. But he goes super fast. And he has the undetectable status effect. Undetectable means that they cannot hear your terror radius, and they cannot see the red stain to see what direction you're facing. Alright? The terror radius is just the heartbeat, whatever. Alright? Let's see. What else? Ring offerings. Alright. Add-ons. I think that's it. Nothing else to really go over. Well. Yeah. Huntress. Okay. Kind of difficult to play. Ah, yeah. Status effects. Let me go over status effects. So, Ghostface. He has the moving undetectable power. Alright? That's his power, basically. But the status effect that I want to tell you about is... Let's see. Where is it? Where is it? Yes, completing stock progress on a survivor marks your target and applies the exposed status effect to your mark for a limited amount of time. What exposed means is that no matter if you're healthy or injured, if you are hit by an attack, you go down to the dying state in one attack, in one hit. So, other killers that have that is Michael Myers. You basically just go down in one hit. So do not spend your time healing if you're exposed. It's a waste of time because you're just going to go down in one hit. Use that time to escape. Let's see. There's another status effect. What other status? Yeah, there's blindness. There's oblivious. Oblivious, I think that means that the survivor does not hear your status of your terror radius. But I do believe that they see your red stain. I'm not sure on that. You know, if you have any questions, you can go look it up on the Dead by Daylight wiki. But yeah, I think that's it. If you like this video, please leave a like, you know, leave a comment, or don't do any of that, whatever. But yeah, if you'd like to see more content, please let me know. Thank you. Have a nice day.